All right, everybody, it's time. It's Decidueye time. Hi, this is Jake, your resident content cowboy here. Yeehaw. Thank you for joining me. We are going to go over everything Decidueye that we know so far. Movesets, cost, release date, which I'm actually very surprised about. We've got footage. We've got tons of stuff. If you don't want anything spoiled, please leave now. But in general, we're going to be going through everything that has been leaked about Decidueye. You may have seen some of this stuff other places. If so, I appreciate you hanging out with me. If not, get ready, because I have seen bits and pieces. I've tried to keep myself a little sheltered from a lot of the information so I could experience it firsthand with you, but I've already seen some very cool stuff. Let's do it. Decidueye time. Let's just go ahead and start right here with the leaked trailer for Decidueye. We can watch it together. So we see Decidueye using one of its attack there. I believe that's Spirit Shackle that it's using. Let's take a look. Or is that Spirit Shackle? Sorry. And then we have Razor Leaf right there, as well as Leaf Tornado. Let me pull these up because I had them in front of me earlier. I might as well just be saying them right now. So that was Razor Leaf and Leaf Storm. The other was Spirit Shackle and Shadow Sneak was what we saw right there. So we can look at it again. This right here is its first move is that Spirit Shackle. This is Shadow Sneak, which looks like it puts a little bit of a target on top of the enemy's head that stays there. As you can see that right there. And we actually do know how Shadow Sneak works, and we can talk about that in a little bit here. This is Razor Leaf, and that ability splits off to multiple people through your basic attacks, which is going to be pretty nuts depending on items and things like that. We see the scoring animation, then we see the Unite move here, which seems to do damage for a very long time, and then it KO'd that Snorlax, which we don't know. Is that how much damage it actually does, or is that just for effect, like, hey, it KO'd this person? We don't know the levels. We don't know any of that. But that is the first little bit of information that we have, is that little leaked trailer from Decidueye. You could see how it works. It's a ranged attacker. We know that much. We also know it's intermediate. Let me take you over to that, by the way. I'm just going to call out my sources here, and I'll put them in my video link. That was from Death Pokemon Unite. So I will link that in the description of this video if you want to check it out. I'm also going to take you over to, let's see, our next leak here. This is from Sobel's Unite data mine on Twitter. We have that it's going to cost 10,000 coins. I kind of thought they were going to release another 10,000 coin one or 575 gems. It is releasing on the 19th. The same day as another big Pokemon game. I understand the reasoning behind this, but I'm not going to lie. I think this is a very odd release date for this Pokemon. I don't think they've ever released things on a Friday like this. And at the same time, they're releasing it to coincide with the new Pokemon game. This isn't a character from the new Pokemon game. Part of me thinks they're releasing it so people don't forget about Unite. But if I'm the Pokemon company, I would think, don't release a Pokemon on the same day as our brand new game that we want people playing. However, I don't know. I don't know the marketing strategy here. Let's take a look at some cool stuff from this data mine. So we have the moves for this Pokemon here. Gonna make myself small so we can see this even better. So it gets moves at 1 and 3, Leafage or Astonish, and then at level 7, it levels to Decidueye. Where is Dartrix in there? Yeah, we can see here Rowlet, Dartrix at level 5, and at level 7, Decidueye. Ooh, this is gonna be pretty cool. We see its basic attack. It increases the speed of basic attacks for a short time after one hits. So, and that affects stacks. With every third activation, basic attacks become boosted attacks for a short time. These boosted attacks fire more quills, but the damage dealt by each quill is decreased. This Pokemon is going to be really interesting. From some of the moves I've seen, kind of the basics I've read, it looks like it's just going to shred things in such an incredible way. Let me pull up the move set here and we can talk about it. We can see at level 7 here, it learns either Razor Leaf, which is a buff to its attacks, where its attacks split there, or Spirit Shackle, this ranged arrow it fires. And it looks to have quite a range on this ranged arrow. Then at level 8, it gets either Leaf Storm, another ranged attack, or Shadow Sneak, which interestingly enough is a sure hit. So that's going to be Pretty interesting with its ability, and we'll talk about that here in a little bit. And then, of course, its Unite move, Knock Knock at level 9. Look at the range on this Pokemon. I mean, that is crazy. And you saw the amount of time that you're able to be in that Unite. I mean, this is just something that burns Zapdos, burns a Dreadnought fight. I mean, you set this up correctly and your team is able to prevent someone from getting to you. This steals objectives. It destroys in team fights. I don't know what I mean. Put an energy amp on it. How much damage are you doing? There's a lot to figure out with this Unite move, but it is pretty freaking legit, it looks like. So let's take a look at its actual moves here and how it reads. Leafage pelts leaves in the designated direction, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon hit by them. For a short time after using this move, the user's attack and basic attack speed are increased. Really cool. You hit people and you get a buff. And then Astonish deals damage to opposing Pokemon and decreases their movement speed for a short time. Nice early game move. It does some damage, which is pretty cool, and it kind of sets up situations for ganks, for, you know, Pokemon not being able to leave. Really nice. Not being able to leave? Okay. Good joke or great joke? I don't know. Razor Leaf, Spirit Shackle. So Razor Leaf summons whirling Razor Leaves. For a short time after using this move, the user's attack and basic attack speed are increased. In addition, the user's basic attacks can target multiple opposing Pokemon for a short time, and when it upgrades to Razor Leaf Plus at level 11, it increases the user's basic attack damage the higher the opposing Pokemon's remaining HP is. So this shreds tanks. This is going to be something you use against those defenders, against tankier builds. You'll use something like this. And I actually have a video from another leak of this move, and it looks pretty sick. It looks like it can proc the ability from Muscle Band, and it looks like it can crit. So I don't know. It looks nuts. I'm not going to lie. It looks pretty nuts. Spirit Shackle charges power before firing quills in the designated direction. Damage dealt by quills increases the longer it's charged, kind of like a power-up punch or something, or, you know, Slowbro's water gun. But movement speed is decreased while charging. If this move hits after power is charged to the max, it can stitch the opposing Pokemon's shadow to the ground. The affected Pokemon receives damage upon moving a set distance from that location, and its movement speed is decreased for a short time. Once it upgrades at level 11, it deals increased damage to opposing Pokemon with low remaining HP. So you kind of have both things here, right? You have Razor Leaf, high HP targets, kind of shreds tanks. You have Spirit Shackle, more of an assassination type move, and takes people out with low HP, kind of like Power Up Punch or something like that. In fact, very, very similar to Power Up Punch, except it is ranged. You stay at range. And also it does this thing where it kind of pins them almost. They're not actually pinned. They can leave, but it pins them in a target location. And if they leave that target location, they are going to take damage, right? Yeah, they take damage. So it really sets up very strong assassinations. You pin someone to the ground and they're like, if I leave, I'm KO'd. If I stay, I'm KO'd. It forces kind of fights like this. So this feels way more assassin-y, and then Razor Leaf feels way more up in the fight, shredding as many people as you can. Now we have Leaf Storm, creates a tempest of sharp leaves, dealing damage to opposing Pokemon it hits and decreasing their movement speed for a short time. At point blank range, it also shoves opposing Pokemon. So this could be set up, you know, it's always a question as to how strong these things are, so we can figure out which one is going to be inside the kit. You know, when I read Sylveon, I remember thinking that Draining Kiss was going to be amazing, but then you play Sylveon and you realize that Calm Mind is actually a much better ability overall. So I don't know how any of this is going to be, but I'll talk about what you could do with Leaf Storm. You could make your way out of, you know, the jungle or a bush or something like that, push the opposing Pokemon at point blank range, the direction you want them to go, while having your Razor Leaf on and shredding them the whole time. It could be pretty incredible. When it upgrades at level 13, it increases the length of time the movement speed is decreased. Now, Shadow Sneak creates a shadow that takes hold of the opposing Pokemon in the area of effect, dealing damage to it and decreasing movement speed. So it does say one opposing Pokemon in the area of effect, so that's something to notice here. It deals damage and it decreases movement speed and defense for a short time, also increases users' movement speed. You know, it's all going to depend on the strength of all this. It's all going to depend on how much it decreases it. It feels like Shadow Sneak is going to be a stronger choice because you're going to be able to to KO someone. Something I talk about a lot is a Pokemon is not useless until they are not fighting. So if you KO the enemy team's Cinderace, that's way more valuable in some respects, mind you, than taking a good amount of damage from 3 Pokemon. It's better to have 1 Pokemon out of the fight than 3 Pokemon at low HP. In theory, of course, this is all theoretical, because those Pokemon all continue to do damage. So in some ways, I think a KO is more valuable than damage that spreads out or anything like that. But we also don't know which one of these moves is actually going to feel more useful. It could easily be Leaf Storm. Right now, it feels like Shadow Sneak is pretty nuts. And then when it upgrades, it further decreases defense reduction. I wonder if you pair this, because it feels like, oh, maybe you pair this with Spirit Shackle, but I wonder if you pair this with the Razor Leaf ability. You've lowered the defense of an important Pokemon, you shred people around it, and you just take that Pokemon out really, really intensely. So we'll have to see. All these moves seem ridiculously cool. Unite move Knock Knock fires quills in the designated direction, dealing damage. The move ends by unleashing a particularly large quill that deals damage to all opposing Pokemon it hits. The move deals increased damage if the opposing Pokemon's HP is low. While using this move, the user becomes immune to hindrances, but is unable to move. So interestingly enough, if it's immune to hindrances, can Slowbro still stop it? Can Slowbro walk up and cancel this Unite move? I'm not sure. We're going to have to find out. Yeah, this just feels like, especially when it says it deals increased damage if their HP is low, it feels like you start off with a rain of damage with Razor Leaf or something like that, and then you continue that crazy amount of damage with your Unite move, and you shred the entire enemy team. Some really incredible stuff. Let me show you some gameplay footage of Decidueye right now. This is from El Chico Eevee, and we can see them using that Razor Leaf ability, and you can see it hit all of these Pokemon. You see crits popping off, you see ticks of damage popping off. If this works with Muscle Band and a Scope Lens, I mean, this is just so much damage pouring out in this situation. It just looks absolutely insane, right? It just the way it shreds everything around it. This is going to be something that can walk into a team fight and get 5 KOs super, super easy. It just looks absolutely nuts. Really cool. We also have this cool video from El Chico Eevee where they actually changed the perspective on the game, and we're watching a little Rowlet run around and play with its moves and stuff like that. All really cool to see. All of this to say that Decidueye looks incredibly good. It's easy to sort of, come up with some ideas in your head as to how the moves are going to work and all this stuff. We're not going to actually know until we know damage. When I looked at Greedent, I thought Bullet Seed was going to be amazing, and then you find out what Belch does, and you go, okay, that's nuts. However, that's all the information we have with Decidueye right now. Attacker, intermediate difficulty, 10,000 coins, releasing on the 19th. I think, again, very odd release date. We have all of its moves, all of its abilities. Oh, there was an ability I didn't pull up here, but I'll just read it to you quick. Its ability, it's passive. It deals increased damage to distant Pokemon, so that's going to be interesting to see how that works here. And then its basic attack. Oh, I did read you its basic attack. So perfect. A lot of Decidueye stuff. It looks great. There's also a data mine of a new Decidueye outfit. I'll just go ahead and pull that up because it does look pretty cool here. Here we have some Holowear for Decidueye. Looking pretty sharp with those stars on it. Not going to lie. We have a lot of Holowear that came out in this data mine leak as well. So again, I just wanted to get into this Decidueye stuff. I think it looks awesome. I think it's going to be really powerful. I'm excited for it. Super excited for Unite. I want to test out the balance patch and everything. Thank you all for hanging out. I love you. Let me know which moveset you think you would run on Decidueye. Right now, I'm thinking Razor Leaf is just so unbelievably cool, and it could shred people so well. I feel like I have to run that, but I will see you all next time. Goodbye.